Welcome everyone to the No Reactions YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to do some reacting. So, we're going to be reacting to Mike the Snare's video, Deep Discog Dive. What does that say? Oh, wait, the greatest band of all time? What? What? That's crazy. I wonder who it could be, because it's really weird. He put in the title, the greatest band of all time. Like, it's not even like, because that's not even like a band name, is it, right? So maybe like we're going to see like in the video, like, if like who's the greatest band of all time. We're going to have to see. But first, Cosmic Brownie, obviously. Nah, let's start.
Welcome back to the Deep Discog Dive. It's my favorite time of year when I break free of societal confines and talk about music that people hate. When I'm thrown in jail,
Whoa! Hate?
People remember me for
Watch your words, buddy.
Speaking my truth, and not the arson. Who am I talking about today? I actually don't know yet. Let's go looking for inspiration.
The greatest band
in
of
my
all
Instagram
time.
DMs.
Crazy.
Oh, whoa, Adam Levine DM'd me. Let's see why.
Oh, no. Hey,
Well, on the
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk my glorious king. He had a small blunder. We all make mistakes.
bright side, Adam's next kid is going to be named Deep Discog Dive Levine. Today, we're talking about Maroon 5. Let's dive in.
Jesse just died.
We begin this story at the Brentwood School in Los Angeles. 4 students in the mid-90s decided to start a band. Adam Levine, Jesse Carmichael, Mickey Madden, and Ryan Dusick. Their first gig
bro.
was at the Whiskey
That's like the first time like hearing the other band members' names. That's crazy.
in 1995. After a few more gigs, they were discovered by producer Tommy Allen and songwriter John D. Nicola. You might know the latter as the guy who wrote I've Had the Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing. These high school boys recorded an entire album with the duo.
I'm not a
and
fossil.
It got them signed by Reprise Records, though they did end up re-recording this album with a new producer. And so, we got their instant classic, the official debut studio album by Kara's Flowers.
Oh, yeah, I already know this.
In August 1997, Kara's Flowers released
Bro, so no. What is it called? Soap
sorry,
Disco?
Were you expecting the first album by Maroon 5? Come on.
That's what it's called, right? Soap
There
Disco?
was only 4 of them. It's not like you'd confuse them for Maroon 5 either. Kara's Flowers had put out one self-released album in 1995 called We Like Digging, and it's a grunge record of all things. Take a second to ponder the alternate universe where Adam Levine was Kurt Cobain, and then weep for the angel that just died by your impure
Bro,
thoughts.
if
That
Adam
album
Levine
is
was
available
Kurt
to
Cobain, bro, like Maroon 5 wouldn't have been the greatest band of all time.
listen to on YouTube if you want, but you don't have to. You really don't. The Fourth World, on the other hand, is more standard 90s alternative rock. It was even produced by Rob Cavallo, most famous for
yeah,
on Green Day's biggest albums. But the Fourth World
Who?
isn't as rowdy as Welcome to Paradise or Basket.
I only know
It's
Maroon 5,
definitely
buddy.
more polished and pop friendly. Adam and Jesse are the only credited songwriters on here,
I need more
and
water.
already they were showing.
Should I go get water?
For writing catchy tracks. Future Kid and Pantry Queen deliver great dynamic contrasts.
Fuck, I'm gonna pause. Hold
So
on.
Disco
I'm gonna go get water. Okay.
and myself are lean, mean Adam Levine machines that could fit well on 90s rock radio. My Ocean Blue starts like a cute acoustic ditty and ends with a rippin' blues solo.
Wait. Did he? Might be a little mistake.
Song about Jane. They should do more of those. The band also makes room for solid string arrangements on the Never Saga, To Her With Love, and the grand finale that is Captain Splendid. While I did enjoy my Fourth World listens, I would not say this is some long-lost classic. It is a good album. Perfunctory, even. Any less than positive feelings I have about it are more due to ambivalence. I've heard this sound done before, and done with more pizzazz. I've even heard it done better by the other bands that Rob Cavallo's produced for. Though if there is one solid thing holding this album back, it's Adam's voice. Now, Adam Levine's got a good voice on him, which will be made clear in the future, but I don't think his upper register works for this style of music. His voice just sounds too clean for my taste. Look,
Okay.
it's fine. The Fourth World is a totally fine rock album, but I'm not going to pretend like we'd be remembering it
I ain't
if
listening
these
to
guys
all
didn't
that.
go on to make Animals Moles. Had their story ended here,
bro.
you would find this album in a
on,
record
man.
store's 99-cent CD bin, sandwiched between 20 copies of Be Here Now. And the general public of 1999 agreed because this album flopped. The Fourth World only sold 5,000 copies. Maybe it was due to the band's sound not doing enough to stand out in the
that's not bad, right? For like a upcoming band.
world. Or maybe it was the fact that the lead single was called Soap Disco.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
the lead single was
Soap
called Soap
Disco.
Disco.
6 months after the album, Kara's Flowers got dropped by Reprise. Their last official release was Yesterday When I Was Handsome. What's interesting about this song is that it was the band's contribution to a tribute album for the late Michael and Carly Allen. If those names sound familiar, it's because they were the heads of the Weezer fan club during the Blue and Pinkerton days. I curse God for creating so few degrees of separation between Maroon 5 and Weezer. The withering of Kara's Flowers happened just as the band was about to go off to college. Ryan and Mickey went to UCLA, and Adam and Jesse traveled to Long Island to study at Five Towns College. While at Five Towns, Adam and Jesse started to be inspired by the urban sound of the East Coast. They would later cite Aaliyah's Are You That Somebody as a guiding influence on their later music. I don't see it, purely because they have yet to make a song sampling a baby's coo. The boys reunited on the West Coast in 2001 with the intent of getting back into music and moving away from their alt-rock past. They recorded demos with producer Tim Somer and shopped them around, with most labels rejecting it. Eventually, they hooked the label Octone Records. They were fans of the demos, one song in particular that I'll touch on later. Octone execs flew out to see Kara's Flowers perform, which sealed the deal for them. Kara's Flowers was once again on a label, but not without some changes. For one, they thought Adam had a lot of potential as a frontman, so they pushed to bring in a fifth member so Adam could focus solely on vocals. They also recommended a name change to help distance the band from their alt-rock roots. The band agreed to both changes. James Valentine joined as the new guitarist, and they settled on the name Maroon 5. No one from the band has ever said exactly where the name came from, with Adam even saying he would never reveal it due to how horrendous the origin story is.
They just made up that shit, bro. He's just making excuses, bro. They're like, all right, you need a new name. All right, you looked around the room. Oh, the Maroon fucking wall over there. Yep, the Maroon and 5 of us. All right, Maroon 5. That has to be how that was made, bro. This guy just doesn't feel like explaining that bullshit story.
It was Adam's favorite color and the number of guys in the band. Regardless, Maroon 5
just looked around the room and saw,
Maroon.
That's a color.
Maroon 5 set up shop at Rumbo Recorders with producer Matt Wallace, most well known for producing the big Faith No More records. Adam and Jesse
Why have I heard that name
the
before?
bulk of the songwriting, with Adam writing many of the lyrics about an ex-girlfriend named Jane.
Songs about Jane, yeah.
Oh, what? You think you could pick a better name?
Bro, what the fuck? I am not doing all
In
that.
June 2002, Maroon 5 made their debut with Songs About Jane. And man, when you think of fondly remembered albums from the 2000s, this one is definitely up there. So many people speak so highly of this. They consider it a 2000s classic of pop rock and R&B. And allow me to raise my voice with that crowd and say, really? Okay, look, musical opinion is subjective. It is valid if you love this album, so on and so forth. But I can't help but feel like the retrospective reappraisal of this album is some kind of Stockholm syndrome, considering what Maroon 5 eventually turned into. Look, guys, in the grand scheme
is kind
of
of
things,
true.
Maroon 5 becoming what they are today is not that bad. When we as a species are tried for our crimes in the kingdom of heaven, God will probably focus on the atom bomb and Ticketmaster way before he even gets to Maroon 5. In my opinion, Songs About Jane is not a classic. What it is, though, is a solid album carried by some great singles. The chemistry
I don't know about that one, bro.
On the Fourth World is still there, and they do well adapting that chemistry to this new soulful pop sound. Plus, Adam's voice fits much better here than it did on the Fourth World, and his lyrics have grown to fit Maroon 5's early worldview on relationships, their credo, if you will, which boil down to, my partner is a vindictive abuser, we are in a deeply unhealthy relationship that makes us both worse as people, but the sex is just so good.
That's every song, bro. That's every song.
This Love.
Is this love bigger than She Will Be Loved? I feel like more people think about She Will Be Loved more than This Love. No, I guess this one's just bigger chart wise, I guess.
I don't even know if I can be unbiased with this song. The amount of times I heard it on 95.5 The River in the early 2000s is countless. Thankfully though, I'm not entirely sick of it yet. It's still got a great groove and a hell of an earworm hook. Speaking of insane airplay, She Will Be Loved. It's a song about caring for someone who's trapped in an abusive relationship, a meaning that is emphasized by the music video. Though I don't entirely get why Adam Levine is cheating on his girlfriend with her abused mom, why it's also the White Lotus season 2. I'm confused there. Harder to Breathe is a great opening track, still might be the most aggressive thing Maroon 5 has made to this day, with Adam's sneering, vindictive performance selling the hell out of it. Same deal with Not Coming Home, as Adam finally puts his foot down and leaves an abusive partner. Not Coming Home is the best deep cut on here, in my opinion. The rest are fine, with other highlights being Shiver, Must Get Out, and the closer Sweetest Goodbye.
I didn't listen to
all that. A song where Adam questions the difficulties of life to his mom, and she responds as if the sun will soon consume them all. Adam's mom and Gerard Way's dad would be great together. There's one more song about Jane I want to bring up. Sunday Morning. I know we're still early in Maroon 5's life, but this is their best song.
That's a good take. But like, okay, objectively, this song is probably their best song. Actually, no. I think She Will Be Loved is better. I think She Will Be Loved is objective. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now he has me thinking, bro. I'm going back to that tier list video. No, I think She Will Be Loved is objectively their best song. But, like, is it sad that I would, like, rather listen to fucking, like, One More Night or, like, Sugar or... Bro, this is such a bad take. I would rather like listen. If I'm like in the hallway and I'm picking a Maroon 5 song, right? I'm in the hallway of like my school, like that 5-minute passing period. Like I'm picking a song from Maroon 5. I will most likely more pick Beautiful Mistakes, One More Night, or like Sugar over Sunday Morning. I could not tell you why.
Remember when I said the Octone executives were really impressed by one Maroon 5 demo in particular? That was Sunday Morning. In contrast with most of the record, Sunday Morning is just a really sweet song about wanting to be back with the person you love. It's a simple idea with a great composition and great performances. Love it. Songs About Jane may not be a stone cold classic in my opinion, but it is still deserving of a positive reputation. If nothing else, it's the only Maroon 5 album to have this scrappy upstart spirit to it. Maroon 5 was just some band who made a pretty good album.
Some band who made a pretty good album. That's very like understating.
Songs About Jane was not a big success at first. Reviews ranged from positive to lukewarm, and sales were modest at best. But it started getting more attention thanks to radio play, consistent touring, and knowing the right people. Around this time, a college friend of James Valentine
That's not who I think it was. That's not who I think it was. Am I seeing things? Did I just see my glorious king on the screen?
and sales were modest at best, but it started getting more attention thanks to radio play, consistent touring, and knowing the right people. Around this time, a college...
Mike the Snare. You're goated for this, bro. This guy put the greatest musician of all time on the screen. That is crazy. That's crazy, bro. Oh my goodness. That's so based.
College friend of James Valentine's was getting his own big break, and he invited Maroon 5 to join him on tour in 2003. They also joined tours for tons of other artists. Like
W, bro. That's why John Mayer is literally the greatest artist of all time.
This time, a college friend of James Valentine's was getting his own big break, and he invited Maroon 5 to join.
John Mayer literally made Maroon 5. How is nobody talking about this, bro? Like, John Mayer literally makes everything everything that he touches, he makes them, better. You know what I'm saying? Bro, look, man, you can say all you want. about Taylor Swift and stuff. They got into that problematic relationship. He interacted with her, and look where she is now. I mean, bro, look, John Mayer, he's too humble. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason that Taylor Swift is way more popular than him right now. Is because if he used his full power, he would literally be like the ruler of the world, bro. And like, he's too humble though. He doesn't want to do that. Like, he wants to like live his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like, see, look, bro. He dated Taylor Swift. Look where she is now, bro. 100 million monthly listeners. He dated Katy Perry. Right after that, she literally had one of the biggest songs of her career. If you interact with John Mayer, bro, you're literally like gonna become like one of the biggest artists, bro. Like that's crazy. Like, honestly, that just kind of shows like the John Mayer like aura. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of crazy to see.
Joined him on tour in 2003. They also joined tours for tons of other artists like
Crazy.
Michelle Branch, Sugar Ray, The Hives.
Hey, Mike the Snare, if you're watching this, do one about John Mayer. I'm not even kidding, bro. I will actually pay you to do one about John Mayer.
Crows, and even the Rolling Stones. Wow, that Mick Jagger sure has some moves, doesn't he? The turning point for Maroon 5 came in 2004. All their hard work paid off as Songs About Jane hit its peak at number 6 on the Billboard Top 200. It went on to be one of the biggest albums of that entire year, netting 4 songs in the top half of the Hot 100 and earning the band a Grammy for Best New Artist. The band's first release in a post-Songs About Jane world was in July 2005, a cover of Sly and the Family Stone's Everyday People for a cover/remix album. That same year, Adam Levine also started doing collabs with other artists on his own. For example,
oh, this song is so good, bro. This is one of my favorite Kanye songs.
Like, I'm gonna have to explain this to my kids one day. Don't get me wrong, Heard Him Say from Kanye West's Late Registration is a great track.
One of his best
songs. What I always
songs.
get hung up on, though, is I just don't think this song could have happened at any other point in history. It sure couldn't happen now with Adam Levine fighting for his life in the DMs and Kanye. September 2005 saw the release of their first live album, Live Friday the 13th. 2006 saw only one release by the band, a Cuban rendition of She Will Be Loved with Rhythms del Mundo. This is super neat on the surface, but after listening, I'm almost positive it's the exact same vocal track with a new arrangement. But somehow, that wasn't the biggest development for the band this year. You see, because of their constant touring, Ryan Dusick started to have an old sports injury of his flare up. And in September 2006, he left the band for the sake of his own life. The remaining members quickly brought in Matt Flynn as a replacement. Don't worry though, Ryan was given the credit of musical director on the band's second album. Alright, they've got to make a second album. Maroon 5 recorded their sophomore record in multiple California studios and with multiple producers like Mark Stent, Mark Enders, and Mike Elizondo. You might recognize Mike as a producer for Eminem and Dr. Dre, and regular viewers of the Deep Discog Dive will know him as the producer for Fiona Apple's Extraordinary Machine. These degrees of separation are pissing me off. Maroon 5 released their second album in May 2007.
The aura is like when this like video came up, like I literally felt the aura like right before the video came up. Like, it's actually crazy, bro.
Pissing me off. Maroon 5 released
the aura right here is like, oh my god, I could feel it like through the screen.
Their second album in May 2007, It Won't Be Soon Before Long. And there's two sides to this album-shaped coin. The first side is where Maroon 5 takes the soul of Jane and pushes it further into funk. For example, Makes Me Wonder, which... okay, maybe
aura,
this is
bro.
the best song Maroon 5 has ever made?
That was also in the conversation.
I know I said this many minutes ago that Sunday Morning is Maroon 5's best song, and like most statements I make this many minutes ago, I stand by it. But Makes Me Wonder is not only a close second, but it's more representative of the band's sound. Adam crooning about his lost faith in a relationship with one of the best melodies they've ever written.
It also happens to be, and I didn't know this until doing research into the band, but this song is, and I'm not making this up, I am not reading into it too much, this comes directly from Adam Levine himself. Makes Me Wonder is apparently a subtle protest of the Iraq War.
Apparently Adam wrote it as he was losing faith in his own country, but frankly, there's no way you're gonna pick up on that just from the song. It's like if Steve Lacy wrote Bad Habit about Jet Force Gemini, and you could only tell because he says Gemini in it.
Oh my! I actually need this, bro. I need Photoshop. I'm still using the fucking free web browser
Other
shit
standouts in
for
the
my
same
thumbnails.
funky
I mean, my
vein
thumbnails
include
don't
the
even need
opener,
like
If I
crazy
Never See Your
Photoshop,
Face
bro. I
Again,
just
and Keep. But on
download
the
the
other side of
original
the
video's
coin,
thumbnail, put
Maroon
my
5
fucking
reel
annoying ass
back
face
from
over it.
soul and go in a softer, ballad-focused
Oh,
direction.
this song is so
a lot of these songs
fucking
seem to be
good,
modeled
bro.
after
Like,
She Will Be Loved. So much so
damn.
that they veer right into adult contemporary. It's like the band saw Snow Patrol and Coldplay during the mid-2000s and decided to mine for gold there. Truth be told, this isn't really where Maroon 5 is strongest, in my opinion. Though not every one of these softer tracks are bad. I do enjoy Nothing Lasts Forever, especially its familiar chorus.
Wait. Oh, I was just about to say, yeah.
I also enjoy the single Won't Go Home Without You. I think that gets
You better.
the closest to nailing the appeal of She Will
Damn.
Be Loved. I should also
If you
mention
didn't
that
get
this
that single,
song
I
has a
would've
third side, which
had
is
to
just
crash
fun,
out, buddy.
Because we've got, in my opinion, the first all-out clunker in Maroon 5's catalog.
This one,
Wake Up Call. The songwriting is okay, but the performances feel too laid back for a song about shooting a man.
That
who's having
wall
an
was
affair
so
with your
gray.
girlfriend. Adam's lyrics and delivery do not help either. Adam Levine as scorned lover, I can buy. Adam as emotionally charged murderer, absolutely not. It Won't Be Soon Before Long is one step forward.
Like,
one step
look at
back
this,
for
look, bro. Look, this guy is literally like, look at this guy. Look.
Maroon 5. There are good songs.
I'm
worth
glazing
checking
too
out
much,
on
bro. I
here,
gotta stop.
But
I
this
gotta
is
stop.
probably the weakest early Maroon 5 album. Despite
And this
the
one's
album's
better?
title, it was not long before this new album became a success. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard Top 200, and Makes Me Wonder became the band's first #1 hit. The
Right.
year after Soon Before Long, as Maroon 5 were touring the world, we got a re-recorded version of If I Never See Your Face Again with Rihanna. Nice. It was also during this tour that the band started writing their
Rihanna's
third
so
album.
bad.
Maroon
Oh my
5 shipped
goodness.
out to Vevey, Switzerland for 2 months of recording. Only one producer this time, though, Robert John Mutt Lang, most well known for AC/DC's Back in Black and Shania Twain's Come On Over. In September 2010, we got Hands All Over. Things kick off with lead single Misery, which is still one of their best songs. It feels like the 2010 pop update of This Love.
It's a
Misery
good
also
song.
has
I
a
wouldn't say
great
it's-
video, a tongue-in-cheek
Yeah.
romp as Adam Levine
I wouldn't-
gets the
I wouldn't
crap
even
beaten
say
out of
it's
him by a
top
supermodel.
10
I always get a kick out of this bit where she
of their
stabs his
songs.
hand and he's just like...
I feel like thinking about something, but I don't know what.
While we're on the topic of good songs, the second track, Give a Little More, is good. Screw that, actually.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes.
Killer groove from the band, great
Yes.
vocals by Adam. My God. Are we in for a great album? There are plenty of highlights here. The aforementioned funk of Give a Little More, the sick breakdown on Get Back in My Life, the Motown-inspired throwbacks of Don't Know Nothing and I Can't Lie, the soaring balladry of Never Gonna Leave This Bed, the sweet closer Out of Goodbyes with Lady formerly known as Antebellum. If there's any time when the album falters, it's when it tries its hand at overblown stadium rock on Stutter and the title track. They feel forced to me. Also, what is this comic book effect on Hands All Over's music video? Weird. Anyway, aside from those two songs, I think Hands All Over is their best album. Sure, songs about Jane made their career and it has the underdog spirit, but Hands feels like the best possible intersection of Maroon 5 soul and pop music at large.
I disagree.
But even with the attempts at updating their sound, Hands All Over was the first Maroon 5 record to commercially underperform. It did debut at #2 on the Billboard Top 200, but with sales equaling a third of Soon Before Long. And the singles were not hits, but nothing got in the top 10 of the Hot 100. In fact, so far, Maroon 5's journey is reminding me of The Strokes. Yeah, hear me out.
Was
The
moves
first
Like
album
Jagger
establishes a winning
on Hands
sound
All
and
Over? I'm pretty sure it
catapults the band
was.
to major
No.
success in their respective genres.
Yeah, it was.
Second album retreads that sound while adding enough new tweaks to stay fresh. Third album tries to modernize their sound and gain a bigger audience, but underperforms.
Of course, there is one major difference that is about to come into play.
The closest the Strokes got to any sort of hit song with their third album was Juicebox, and even then it only got to
The
98
Strokes.
on the Hot 100. Maroon 5, on the other hand, took a different path.
Yeah.
Like I said, Hands All Over didn't sell as well as Soon Before Long, and reports suggested that this underperformance spooked the band. They had big expectations for the third album, and those expectations were just not met.
The third is when it's like not a fluke. If the third record does really well, and if the third record, people want your songs on the radio and they want, you're part of the culture still. I think your third record makes it officially not a fluke.
Then we said, well,
Really
then
good run, and hopefully it'll continue.
then we thought of selling out,
You know,
and we did.
The third record does kind of permanently mark you in a weird way. It's at least that's how I feel.
This is depressing
It really
music.
seemed like they were considering calling it quits after this, but they didn't. They did something else.
Now, I am about to commit a truly heinous act. I am going to play devil's advocate for Maroon 5 selling out.
First off, selling out is a dumb phrase, and I don't like using it. I don't
Good
fault
job,
any
good
artist
job.
for recognizing they have something good on their hands and wanting to get that out to as many people as possible. But I also get concerns about how an artist might start valuing numerical or financial metrics over artistic integrity. Following Hands All Over, Maroon 5 wanted a hit. They just wanted a hit. And in order to make it happen, for the first time in their career, they brought in 2 outside songwriters, Benny Blanco and Shellback. Now, I think bringing in outside songwriters has a negative stigma. Many times when people complain about a pop song they don't like, they point to how many writers it had. There's this idea that an artist's vision is purest when unencumbered by any other force, and bringing in more people to realize it is a sign of corruption.
And sure, there are examples that support that viewpoint, like Weezer's Ratitude. But there are also times when it works
fucking
well.
dog, bro.
Taylor Swift would soon be doing it in a few years, and that record is one of her best.
Granted, Maroon 5 could have stuck to their guns and continued to release soul and funk-influenced pop, but like, let's be real, with the benefit of hindsight, Maroon 5 circa 2010 was not long for this world, you know? Consider
True.
what pop music sounded like at the turn of the decade. It was club anthems, EDM, songs about partying like there was no tomorrow.
Yep.
Maroon 5 didn't make music like that. Were we expecting them to keep doing the same thing with rapidly diminishing results? By the end of the 2010s, they would have either broken up or been relegated to the realm of bands like The Fray or Daughtry or Plain White Tees. And sure, we may have plenty of negative things to say about Maroon 5 today, but when's the last time you had anything at all to say about The Fray or Daughtry or
True.
Plain White Tees?
My point is, on the
Well, I guess
surface,
today with that
Maroon
Drake
5
song,
did
no?
something that many great bands did before them. They adapted with the times. So what did they make?
On June 21st, 2011, Maroon 5 released Moves Like Jagger.
It's alright.
The big narrative about this song is how much of a turning point it was for Maroon 5. When most bands change their sound, it usually takes a few albums, a long
Fleetwood
break,
Mac.
a major member leaving or joining, but Maroon 5 were one thing,
I ain't
Moves Like
that
Jagger
old.
came out, and then they were something else. When it comes to its overall production, yeah, I can see where people are coming from with that. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized it's not actually that far out from what the band was doing around this time. What's really different here? The percussion sounds more forceful, the whistle hook is a new touch for the band, the overall production comes off as more synthetic. Oh, wait a second, it's the filter effect. Oh, that's why everyone thought they sold out. But considering we just came off songs like Hands All Over and Get Back in My Life, I don't think this sticks out too much. However, I think the area that has seen the most visible shift is the lyrics. Now, older Maroon 5 lyrics were not going to win Pulitzers, but they had a singular energy to them, as
Bro,
defined
what
by
the
the
fuck
Maroon
is a
5 creative.
Pulitzer,
Moves
bro?
Like Jagger has some
Kendrick
very
Lamar
dumb
won a
lyrics that do
Pulitzer.
not
What
make
even
sense
is a
if you stop
Pulitzer,
to
bro?
listen. At best, it doesn't matter and you can just have fun singing along to them. At worst, they make you feel like the writers are trying to just put in words to meet a quota. This phenomenon actually makes a bit of sense though. Shellback happens to be a protege of songwriter supreme Max Martin, who also has a noted history of lyrics that are fun to sing but questionably nonsensical. Why are the first words
Shoot for the stars if it feels right and aim for my heart.
What is Adam Levine implying about the location of his heart in relation to outer space? There's also the fact that this came out during that
Bruh.
one time in history when every songwriter just needed to mention Mick Jagger.
Oh, yeah.
Now the dudes are lining up, 'cause they hear we got swagger, but we kick 'em to the curb unless they look like Mick Jagger.
Bonus points to Maroon 5 for not rhyming Jagger with swagger, though. Oh, also, Christina Aguilera is on here. She's fine, but she also gets her own
Stop.
questionably dumb lyrics.
Well, if I share my secret, you're gonna have to keep it.
What is the
Nobody
secret
else
that
can
you have
see
to hide, Christina? Is it that you too have the moves like Jagger? At this rate, the moves like Jagger will infect the entire country. Jokes aside, though, Moves Like Jagger is a perfectly fine pop song. Adam
True.
would later say that Moves Like Jagger revived Maroon 5. I
Yeah,
suppose we'll find out soon. if that's a good
obviously.
thing.
No, the fucking Hands All Over song with the shitty ass video. No, that revived it.
Following moves like Jagger's immediate success, July 2011 saw a re-release of Hands All Over with MLJ added on. This alone got Hands All Over back to the top of the charts. Maroon 5 was popular.
Oh,
yet
wait.
again.
What do you say? Wait,
Following moves like Jagger's immediate success, July 2011 saw a re-release of Hands All
Oh.
Over with MLJ added on. This alone got Hands All Over back to the top of the charts. Maroon 5
Right.
was popular yet again.
'Cause I was like,
but at
isn't
a
that on the
heightened
album?
level never seen before by the band. It was good timing too. Their profile also rose that year due to Adam Levine's guest spot on Gym
Good
Class
song.
Heroes' Stereo Hearts. And on top of that, Adam became a judge on the all-new singing competition show, The Voice.
I know it's a bit of a meme these days, but 2011 really was the turning point when Adam Levine became a separate entity from Maroon 5.
In January 2012, James Valentine released an album with Jams, a collection of session musicians from other bands. He would later leave, and the band would rename itself as Phases. Speaking of band members leaving, in March 2012, Jesse Carmichael announced a break from the band. In his place, PJ Morton
Jesse.
got promoted from touring keys player to
that's the
full-time
dude.
member. Also,
Yeah, I
let
know
me
that
take
dude.
a second to say, PJ Morton has a whole bunch of
Yeah.
records to his name outside of Maroon 5, and they're packed with great soul and gospel music.
Seriously, if you only take away one thing from this entire video, let it be that PJ Morton's solo stuff is worth checking out.
Jesse's absence meant that Maroon 5's fourth album would be the first not to feature him. But fret not, because along with PJ, the band got help from every big producer and songwriter in 2012. Max Martin
Ryan
as executive
Tedder.
producer, Shellback, Benny Blanco, Ryan Tedder, J.R. Rodham, Damon Albarn. Wait,
JR.
Damon Albarn wrote a Maroon 5 song?
Who?
What? Okay, so there's a bonus track called Wipe Your Eyes. It samples a song by a Malian duo named Amadou and Mariam, and that song was co-written by Damon Albarn.
So yes, the man who
Who?
made Feel Good Inc. and Clint Eastwood is
Oh, that's
technically a writer
the
on Maroon.
Gorillas
The
dude.
leading mantra for this album seemed to be,
And Maroon
"Let's
5 is
try
better
to make
than
moves
fucking-
like Jagger 10 times in a row." The band exposed
Wait.
themselves to new collaborators, though one might say they
Wait.
became overexposed.
Gorillas a band? Hold on, let me see. Wait, let me research. Okay, wait, yeah, it is a band. Bro, cause like they have, bro, I swear. No, yeah, they are a band. What am I even thinking, bro? Cause I swear, like I only see like the animated people, bro. Are they even a
The
band?
missile knows where it is at all times.
In June 2012, Maroon 5 released Overexposed. The songs this
Greatest
time
album
are,
of all
course,
time.
coated with early 2010 pop production, but I'm willing to say that some of these songs still have that Maroon shade. Payphone, for example, was the lead single, and it continues the trend of Maroon 5 songs about failing relationships. I even like how it uses the metaphor of a payphone to signify how this relationship has become antiquated. Wiz Khalifa, what do you think of this situation?
Man, fuck that shit.
Thank you, Wiz. I love you. One More
Man,
Night
fuck
is
that
another
shit.
reflection of the Maroon 5 credo, and it's also the biggest song on the record, getting to number 1 on the Hot 100. I also get to bring up a favorite bit of trivia. One More Night being number 1 in late summer 2012 meant that it kept Psy's Gangnam Style from reaching number 1. That's right, this one Maroon 5 song you haven't heard in years technically had more of an
Whoa! Heard in years. I heard that shit yesterday, buddy. What are you talking about? Everybody hears that every single day. What are you talking about, buddy? What what? Okay, to be fair, I'm not even gonna lie to you. To be fair, I feel like is this a crazy take to think that more people probably hear like one more? Well, I mean, you're not really hearing Gangnam Style every day anymore. Like that was so long ago. Like, but I mean, I feel like every once in a while you might like go in a mall and hear One More Night. They're not gonna play fucking Gangnam Style. They're not playing Gangnam Style on the radio. They're most likely going to play that random ass Maroon 5 song that, I mean, you don't hear that much, but like sometimes you do hear, right? Is that crazy?
That's right, this one Maroon 5 song you haven't heard in years technically made more of an impact on popular culture than Gangnam Style. Daylight.
That's not how that works, but I mean, no. But yeah, that is kind of bullshit. Woman, okay, look. Look. Gangnam Style did make more of a culture impact, I would say. But I feel like charts don't really like they, especially fucking nowadays, like the Hot 100, bro. Those is just bullshit, bro. Like, bro, does anyone know who Teddy Swims is, bro? I'm still asking that to this day. If I go up to random people and ask, and I show them a picture of Teddy Swims, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's fucking Post Malone. Like, no one's gonna know who Teddy Swims is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, back then, like, not even back then, just like in general, like the Hot 100, like, I'm not really, I don't think it's about culture impact. It's really just, it's numbers. At the end of the day, it's numbers, man. Like, there's no, like, really, like, culture impact stuff, like, going on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like, Meet the Grams is, like, in, like, the 60s or, like, 80s right now, the charts. And you still have, like, what, like, Beautiful Things by Benson Boone above that. So, like I'm saying, this is kind of like the same example of this. Do you think Meet the Grams Wait, oh, my computer just like froze. Okay, do you seriously think that Benson Boone has had a more cultural impact than Meet the Grams by Kendrick Lamar? Definitely not. That's just one example out of like 100 I could probably say with like stuff on the charts. So at the end of the day, it's not real. Charts are not about the culture impact. It's just about the numbers. That's just how it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yeah, it does kind of suck that Gangnam Style was kind of fucked by One More Night. But I'd rather listen to One More Night than Gangnam Style.
From reaching number 1.
I mean,
that's
like,
right. This one Maroon 5 song you haven't heard
shit
in
goes
years
hard.
technically made more of an impact on popular culture than Gangnam Style. Daylight is fine.
Technically,
okay,
no.
Inoffensive, even. Love Somebody
That's just not how it
is-
charts.
Okay,
Goat
I
song.
can't do it for this one. I don't like this song.
Fuck
Maybe
you.
there are worse songs in Maroon 5's catalog, but
Nah,
God, none of them annoy me as much as this one. I swear, every lyrical cliche possible is in here somewhere. There is not a single original line. Oh, this girl takes you all the way there, Adam? Where does she take you? And in and out off of Route 1? The deep cuts are a mixed bag. Lucky Strike and The Man Who Never Lied with their millennial whoop choruses. God, remember when people thought wordless chorus hooks were ruining pop music? Lady Killer and Doin' Dirt are the closest things production-wise to past Maroon 5's soul pop. Sad is just sad. Man, this thing is all over the place. Any semblance of coherency from past albums is sacrificed in the name of chart domination. Some
Right.
good songs.
When Maroon 5 sold out, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Todd definitely said this before, but like, they're not. Maroon 5 is not an albums band. Like, they are a singles band, 100%, 100%, bro. No, like, bro, like, okay, if you like, even I don't listen to the like a lot of the Maroon 5 like deep cuts, because the singles. I mean, if you're Maroon 5, I feel like you're listening to more of the singles or more of the older deep cuts, not the new deep cuts, not the post sellout deep cuts. Okay, those just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, oh yeah, we had to make the album, so we just added these like just meh songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely a singles band.
For sure, but
Definitely.
not worth a front-to-back listen. So did Maroon 5 get 10 more moves like Jagger? No, but 4 out of 10 isn't terrible. All 4 of the singles off Overexposed landed in the top 10 of the Hot 100, and the album as a whole sold damn well. Reviews were mixed for sure, though, with several critics lambasting this blatant attempt to go pop. But still, Maroon 5 were on top of the world. In October 2012, Adam scored his first TV role in American Horror Story Asylum. This was your chance to see Adam get brutally murdered. That same month, Jesse announced he would return after the tour for Overexposed. And with PJ staying, that meant Maroon 5 were no longer 5 guys. It's okay, it's fine. I'm already over it. In April 2013, Adam wrote a song with Ludwig Göransson for the Puppet episode of Community. This doesn't really have any bearing on anything to come. I just think it's very funny that Adam Levine had anything to do with Community. About a year later, Maroon 5 left Octone and joined Interscope. The Puppet song must have been the last straw for somebody. In June 2014, Adam Levine landed another big acting role, this time in the film Begin Again. And look, I know we all like to rag on Adam Levine, but being real here, he is pretty good in this movie. He plays this hotshot musician who cheats on Keira Knightley. The movie itself is good too. It's a nice uplifting story about finding yourself through music. Adam even sang a song for it called Lost Stars, and I have no issue calling this a great song. And if you don't feel comfortable saying that about a song sung by Adam Levine, you should also know that it was written by the frontman of the New Radicals, so you can focus on that bit if you want. It's also Adam's first song as a solo artist, unless you count his past collabs or the duets from The Voice. We got Maroon 5's fifth album, 5, in August 2014. According to the band, the aim this time was to make an album, a real album's album, one that wasn't afraid to go darker and to revisit the band's roots. Maps was the first single, and honestly, I don't think this one is half bad. A decent attempt at classic.
No, it's
Maroon
legendary.
5
That's what
subject
it is.
matter. I like that little drumline bit right before the second half of the chorus. That said, I find it very jarring how on the chorus, Adam says following like this. The emphasis on following is so annoying. I also don't get how the music video is supposed to relate to the song. The song is about a partner who doesn't do enough in the relationship. The video is Adam kissing a girl at a party, his girlfriend seeing it and getting mad, her running out.
I don't know. They're just, bro. All these videos are just an excuse for Adam to just fucking kiss fucking hot women. Like that's just how it is. Like, let's be honest.
It's structured like Memento. As I'm editing this, I am now realizing that in the video, Adam is the partner who isn't doing enough. Is Maroon 5 being self-critical right now? That feels like a big deal. Sugar was the third single and the album's biggest hit.
Oh my god. One of the greatest songs of all time, bro.
I can't hate on this too much. It's basic, it's fun, it'll be on wedding playlists for the foreseeable future. No harm, no foul. Shout out to the music video, which is structured like a YouTube challenge video. It even inspired a YouTube original series that was itself a set of public challenge videos. I also do like This Summer. It's dumb.
No,
synth pop, but I
no,
think it knows that
no.
it's dumb, and I'm
That
down
song
for
is
that.
shit,
I also think
bro.
Adam uses his falsetto well, especially on the pre-chorus. Where Adam doesn't use his falsetto well is
Shit,
Feelings.
ass.
The production sounds
Oh.
like an underrated.
Come
Jamiroquai
on, man.
track,
This is
and
the
then
Sean
Adam shoots his
track.
falsetto straight
The
into
Sean
like
Faye
a giant
Wolfie.
spike.
Anthem.
And while we're holding that particular note, Animals.
Legendary classic for all of the people.
The gumption, the audacity,
No.
the tenacity.
Yeah.
God,
The
he's dead.
audacity to make the fucking greatest song of all time. Like, that is crazy.
Adam Levine's auto-tuned howl
Crazy.
killed him. Listen, guys, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I just hope that whatever you were going through at this time that was causing you pain isn't hurting you anymore. 5 is definitely more cohesive than Overexposed, but I think it
want
also
that sugar
loses some of
sweet.
that album's
Don't
more
let
memorable
nobody
moments.
touch
There's a
you
bunch of
unless
deep
that's
cuts on 5
somebody's
that I haven't
meat.
mentioned, but that's really because I don't have a lot to say about them. The highs this time aren't as high, and the lows are...
It was always you was on the album, no? That song was good. Alright, we're just gonna
Maroon
skip over
5
that
were
bit.
once again, as the stockbrokers would say, very successful. 5 debuted at #1 on the Billboard album charts, their first album to do so since 2007. Though once again, critical reception was very mixed.
So I'm
Only a few
following
minor things between albums
Locked
this time.
Away.
Adam sang the chorus for
I
Our City's
said
Locked Away in
today.
June 2015.
Tell me
September of that
honest.
same year saw the release of Singles, their first greatest hits album. An admirable collection, but an invalid one since Sunday Morning isn't on it. Catch Me with the
Damn.
Boys Sunday Morning, if you know what I mean. In 2016, good friend of the band and Phantom Planet bassist Sam Ferrer was confirmed as an official member, meaning Maroon 5 was now a 7-piece.
Damn.
The new era of Maroon 5 kicked off in October 2016 with their single Don't Wanna Know.
I don't wanna
No. Say,
Wow,
love
this
you
song
so.
stinks.
No.
What?
It's okay, Mike the
tried to see the
Snare. Maybe like your headphones were glitching during the song. I don't know. Because I know like people like have reported. I think Mike the Snare said he had like Beats by Dre headphones. Like there have been like multiple glitches happening with those headphones. So I think like possibly like when he was listening to this song, his headphones were probably like glitching and shit. So that's why he didn't like the song.
Positive in all things Maroon 5 so far, but man, this is probably their worst lead single. A tropical house track with an uninterested performance by Adam, all wrapped up in a Pokemon Go parody video. Adam blows a guy up with his psychic bug powers, what the hell? Not even a verse by Kendrick Lamar can save it. The man who made the Bad Blood remix passable couldn't escape Adam Levine. The second single, Cold, dropped in February 2017.
The Future.
This one's better, but I wouldn't call it good. Future's on it. He's fine. But surprisingly,
He's
thankfully,
fine. That was a
neither of
fire
those
verse by
songs were
Future.
included on the standard version of their next album.
Right,
In
that was on the
November
deluxe.
2017,
The
Maroon
deluxe
5
also has
dropped
Girls Like You.
Red Pill Blues. You envy Adam Levine for his rock star life. I envy Adam Levine for not knowing why red pills were relevant in 2017. We are not the same. You might also notice the Snapchat filters on the cover. The band said it was their fun little way of tapping into the zeitgeist. And their tapping doesn't just end at Snapchat filters. Red Pill Blues sees the band venture into trap-influenced pop. This record has features from A$AP
Never
Rocky,
seen you
Lunch
in
Money
a
Lewis,
dress
Cardi
that
B,
cut,
Kendrick, and
no.
Future if you count the extra lead singles.
I know this is a very low bar to clear, but could you imagine if Adam Levine was the one rapping on these songs?
Instead, despite everything leading up to it, I didn't hate this. I know, maybe I have a soft spot for this
You loved
period
it.
of pop music.
I
or
know,
maybe
you
there
like
just
it deep
aren't as
down
many low
inside of
points
you, you
as
loved
past
it.
albums. Don't get me wrong though, there are still low points. Why in God's name you would release a song like Lips on You in 2017 of all years is beyond me. But then I remembered that God is dead. I also didn't care for Whiskey, A$AP Rocky feature and all, but the rest of the album is acceptable and in some
Help me out.
instances okay.
You ever compliment
Best
something
for
but
you.
it still feels like an insult?
What
Oh,
Lovers
this
Do
is
was the first
fucking
real single, and it's
songs.
totally fine. Though I always mishear the chorus like this.
What?
Please don't, Adam. SZA's on here, and I am always in favor of SZA.
She's
being
good on that song.
things.
Look, if
Yes,
you don't like the other feature on those songs, SZA, come on, you can at least acknowledge that SZA is good on this.
SZA, please hit me with that lay down, baby. Wait's production is by no means original, but it's certainly competent. It's also kind of nice to hear a Maroon 5 song that doesn't bemoan a failed relationship, but actively wishes to prevent it from failing. Again, not saying the lyrics will win awards, but it's a step forward. It also has
It
an
should win
interesting,
awards.
if overactive music video that jumps between 16 different visual metaphors. Fellas, rule number 1 of relationships: when you wake up shirtless in a church, don't put the scorpion on Alexandra Daddario. Who I Am has a genuinely enjoyable beat behind it. Help Me Out is bolstered by a decent Julia Michaels feature. The real big song, the giganto moneymaker on here, is Girls Like You. While the original album includes this song, it was the version with Cardi B that became a massive hit.
God damn, Camila Cabello, hear me up, man.
And it's fine. Look, the song is basic. It might be the most basic song Maroon 5 has made in a while,
Like some
but basic
knocking.
things often work for a reason. A 1-5-6-4 chord progression in C major works. Adam Levine singing with the vaguest emotion
It's
possible
alright.
works. The subtle rhythmic dexterity in the chorus
You are a
works. That
gas
said, at
lightning.
no point do I understand what makes a girl like you a girl like you. The only qualifiers given are rolling around with guys like Adam and having fun. You could apply that title to nearly any living organism. In fact, I had never paid much attention to the lyrics here, and some of them are just...
Now it's all good, babe.
Roll that backward, babe. Let me close.
What the hell does that mean?
Okay, a backwood is a brand of cigar that's often used to roll joints, so the rolling part makes sense. But playing
Hey,
it
look,
close is an
if you're in those
expression
certain,
meaning
if you're in
either
a certain
to trick
neighborhood, you
someone
will know
or
what
watch them
backwards are.
attentively.
I know
so
what
is
they are.
Adam telling you to trick him out of his weed or to watch him as he rolls it? Maybe he ignored the actual meaning and he's talking about playing his music close, like get high and listen to Maroon 5. Maybe it's a euphemism for sex? It's probably a euphemism for sex. Let's move on. The guest verse by Cardi B is fine, but the part that always gets me cracking up is this.
I don't play when it comes to my heart.
Let's get it though.
Such a random interjection that I can't help but laugh at it.
As
That's
you can
true.
see, earnings for Q4 are slightly below projections
Let's
due
get
to
it, though.
unexpected shifts in consumer behavior. Let's get it though.
Also, in the music video, why is Cardi B edited with a bunch of jump cuts, but the background footage stays consistent? It looks like she's breaking out of the simulation. But beyond all of that, the song on Red Pill Blues that is most worthy of attention is actually Closure. An
Oh, yeah, it's like 10
11.5
minutes,
minute
yeah.
song with 2/3 of it being an instrumental jam. Honestly, best song on the whole record. Okay, maybe I'm just starved for anything unexpected at this point, but this was genuinely a nice surprise. It's also nice to be reminded that Maroon 5 still fits the legal definition of a band. What I'm realizing at this point in my dive is that Maroon 5 were doing this thing where they were using the sounds of the time too late to be trailblazers, but not too late to come off as totally embarrassing. In another universe, they'd be commended for bringing in new sounds and refusing to stay stagnant. Maybe that's also the universe where Adam raps. For the first time in their career,
Yikers.
shortly after Red Pill Blues, Maroon 5 was hit with a genuine tragedy. Their longtime manager, Jordan Feldstein, passed away. This would not only shake the band to its core, but it would also influence their next album. Before that album, though, in early 2019, Maroon 5 played the Super Bowl halftime show with Travis Scott and Big Boy. My expectations are not high for halftime shows these days, and Maroon 5's was as middle of the road as they come.
What are you
God bless
talking
the
about? That
gospel
was
choir
the
that
greatest
tried their
Super Bowl of all
darndest to put
time.
actual meaning into Girls Like You. Travis Scott was fine doing Sicko Mode. Big Boy was fine doing The Way You Move. Hell, you probably don't even remember any of that. You probably just remember this show because they did
SpongeBob.
Sweet Victory for all of 5 seconds because the creator of SpongeBob passed away and the internet wanted a tribute to him. Later in 2019, Adam popped up on Lil Dicky's climate change anthem, Earth. He also appeared on a Joe Pesci album. I'll let you decide which one of these did more for climate change. The only big news in 2020 that wasn't they can't tour because everyone collectively stubbed their toe was Mickey Madden leaving the band in June. Oh, did he decide to take a break like Jesse did? What the actual hell? In his place, we got Sam Ferrer taking over official bass duties.
All
the
right.
final Maroon 5 single to feature Mickey was Memories. This one is pretty clearly a tribute to their late manager, and regardless of the song's quality, it's a very nice gesture. The song itself is okay if confusing. I still don't fully get the Pachelbel's canon interpolation, and the song never really builds to anything. Frankly, I just prefer the version sung by Peter Griffin.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not.
In May 2021, Maroon 5 released their most recent album as of this video, Jordy. Again, the name is clearly in reference to Jordan, and it gives the impression that this album will reckon with the loss of a dear friend and partner. Does that make it a step above their past albums? Nah, this thing is rough. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it
I know
is.
this was named after a dead friend, but
This is a good
that's
song.
no reason to make an album that's so lifeless. The trap pop of the last album is still here, but everything sounds like it's taken an Ambien.
Scott thought he was
2 or
MGK.
23. The opener, Beautiful Mistakes,
hell?
is basically their version of 24K Golden's Mood.
Why you always in the mood? Messing around like I'm brand new. I ain't trying to
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean it, they are the same song. Megan Thee Stallion is on this, but honestly, I would much rather hear Megan call me a bitch and push me off a cliff. In fact, I was starting to really think about this trend of big rappers doing verses for Maroon 5. What is it about this band that makes them a weird rite of passage for any big rapper? My only
is
educated
true.
guess is that since Maroon 5 still gets major radio airplay, folks like Kendrick and Megan see their songs as a way of expanding their audience. The rest of the album varies between
I'm like
deep
a
and
last
confusing.
switch.
Lost is a middling retread of Wait.
Sorry.
Remedy wastes a Stevie Nicks feature. Nobody's Love came out back in 2020, which was a surprise to me because I completely missed
This
it.
is a
Also,
good song.
The last track on the deluxe version is a Jason Derulo song, not a Maroon 5 song with Jason Derulo, a Jason Derulo song featuring...
That was
Eminem.
also on his new album.
Despite all my negative feelings about Jordy, I do need to mention the positives. Or rather, the positive.
Smell
There's a
the
song on here
body,
called
babe.
Convince Me Otherwise. It's a collab with her. It's a blatant ripoff of Tame Impala. And it's good. It's not mind-blowing, it's not some new brilliant sound, but it's
We actually
good
gotta listen to
a
this, what the hell?
distressing level. If this inspires Maroon
I don't
5
remember
to continue
listening
in
to
that
this shit.
sonic direction, or even to collab with Kevin Parker, I'm sorry in advance for willing that into existence. Jordy is not great. I don't recommend its stagnant blend of trap pop to anyone. At this point, you could probably chart the history and trajectory of pop music from 2010 to now solely through Maroon 5, and I'm not sure if that's a compliment.
Okay. The hell? I ain't watching that.
Now, usually I would wrap up this dive by explaining what the band's been up to since their most recent record, and then recommend albums for you to check out. But I'm not satisfied yet. I want answers. I want to definitively figure out why Maroon 5 is still a thing, even though all possible evidence suggests that people don't like them anymore.
I'd like to start by bringing up a 2021 quote from Adam that got him into some controversy. He said, "Something unique to this band is that we have always looked to hip-hop, R&B, all rhythmic forms of music, from back when we were writing our first album to now. Rock music is nowhere really. I don't know where it is. If it's around, no one's invited me to the party. All of the innovation and the incredible things happening."
I'm pretty sure here he probably meant mainstream rock. Because, I mean, this is honestly kind of fucking true for me. Because, like, what do we have for mainstream rock nowadays, bro? Like, there are a lot of songs that, bro, a lot of the stuff on, like, rock, like, the rock charts are usually just, like, really, like, slight pop rock or, like, just, like, songs that really stretch the definition of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the mainstream rock is just
in music are in hip hop. It's better than everything
kinda
else.
shit.
Hip hop is weird and avant-garde and flawed and real, and that's why people love it. Now, there's two things I'd like to discuss when it comes to this statement. The first thing is that Adam is kinda right. I'm sorry, had the general public not spent the decade prior bashing the state of rock music, plus when he said how the most exciting things in music were coming from hip hop,
that's true.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Of course,
especially
that doesn't
this
mean
year.
that rock music as a whole has been nowhere. It
Right.
just hasn't
He
been
meant.
the
I feel like he meant
most
mainstream.
popular genre.
Mainstream
But when
rock.
Adam made this
That's.
statement,
I feel like that's
I
what
think he was mainly referring to what was right on the surface. Like, one of the biggest
Right.
people to clap back at Adam was Corey Taylor from Slipknot, and I get his frustration, but honestly, do you think Adam Levine pays attention to Slipknot?
An even better question. Do you think Adam Levine knows what Slipknot is? And I don't mean that as like some pretentious music snob or anything. Genuinely, when in Adam Levine's
Probably
life
not.
would he need to know what Slipknot is? I really can't think of a time.
In my opinion, we weren't mad that he said this. We were mad that he said this.
True.
The frontman of one of the last big quote-unquote rock bands, and even then calling Maroon 5 a rock band at this point was a
Yeah.
huge stretch.
But here's the second thing. Maroon 5 is not a rock band. You might say, well, yeah, nowadays they're
They
not.
were.
They've totally betrayed their rock beginnings. But no. That's the thing. Maroon 5 has never been a rock band.
Adam Levine's first collabs were with Kanye West and the Yin Yang Twins. Adam's main vocal inspiration was Stevie Wonder. Their inspirations starting out were R&B artists. Whenever they do covers, it's usually covers of R&B artists.
I mean,
just because Maroon 5
their
is
stuff
a
back
bunch of
then
dudes
was just
with
way
guitars
more
doesn't
rock
necessarily make them a
than
rock
nowadays.
band. And I think it's that misconception that has embroiled them in so much hate. Though let's be clear, Maroon 5 have not been free of sin themselves. Aside from that one quote, there was another one Adam made about bands not being a thing anymore. A rough performance in Philly with Adam.
That's just true too. No? What mainstream bands do you see like really like getting like up on the like I'm trying to think. Like there is no band in like the top 10 right now. Probably no band in the top 20. Yeah, no. I mean, like there's like K-pop groups and shit, but like those aren't really, are those bands? What is the let me see. What is the definition of a band? Let me see. Let's see, definition of a music band. Let's see. A music ensemble, also known as a music group or music. So it's just a group. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I guess K-pop groups are bands then. Yeah. It's kind of stretching a little bit because I feel like bands are more like just like, okay, these guys do the instruments, these guys are the vocalists, and these guys does the fucking shit. Like, I feel like that is really like a band. But I guess K-pop groups are a band, but still, like those K-pop groups are not really like, they're not getting high, like they're not getting crazy numbers. Like no, that's wrong. That's fucking really wrong. They're not getting crazy numbers really in the US chart wise. Their streaming numbers are fucking amazing. Their YouTube numbers are always good. But if you're not BTS, you're not getting like a top 10 debut as a K-pop like band or like just a band in general. Like this is true. This is true. Mainstream wise, there's definitely still bands out there. But mainstream wise and like chart wise, like really like cultural, like cultural stuff, like it's not really like not too crazy.
Them acting very rude to the crowd, the recent tabloid news about Adam. Wow, these all have to do with Adam, don't they? In fact, allow me to make a statement that should be no surprise. When people hate
Maroon
on
5
Maroon 5,
isn't
they're
a
really
band,
just
it's
hating
Adam
on
Levine, yes.
It's the monkey's paw unfurling from the successive moves like Jagger and the individualization of Adam Levine. When's the last time any Maroon 5 member that wasn't Adam did something worthy of hate? Bad question, never mind. This leads into reason number one why I think...
Did anyone even care about that? I mean, bro, there are probably thousands of Maroon 5 fans who didn't even know this happened. Let's be honest here. Like, even I didn't know this shit happened. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I feel like you have to be like, bro. I feel like you have to be a hardcore Maroon 5 fan to like truly know like all the names and like all like the history behind like a lot of like the other dudes in the band. But like, I feel like most Maroon 5 fans like me, they just only know Adam Levine and like maybe the black dude and the guy with long like brown blonde hair, and that's it. That's all you really know. Who are the other guys? I don't fucking know. Like I don't know who is Mickey Madden. Nobody knows who this guy is. Let's be honest, bro.
Bad
I'm not even
question,
gonna lie to you.
never mind. This leads into reason number 1 why I think Maroon 5 is still around. They are really good.
Are they? Okay, wait. This was made like a year ago. Middle Ground never did that song to shit numbers that might. We'll just have to see this year. They're probably gonna release this year. We're just gonna have to see. I still think they can come back. They need to just get like fucking Lil Durk on a song. They'll be good. They're definitely gonna come back this year, most likely. I want to see what he says though.
Scapegoats in a world where stan culture dominates. I think.
Yeah, true.
Maroon 5's value.
Good radio too. They're very good for radio.
A guilt-free punching bag. Like, imagine directing the same level of hate for Maroon 5 towards anyone else. You hate on Kendrick or Beyonce, you risk coming off as ignorant or even racist.
True.
You hate on Taylor Swift, you open yourself up to destructively targeted mockery not felt since middle school. You hate on BTS and you die. You hate on Maroon 5. I mean, you might get a few people mad, but you're not getting doxxed over it. Sometimes people just need to hate on something.
Bro, those 40-year-old moms are not going out of their way to fucking dox people over not liking Maroon 5. Let's be honest,
Maroon 5 is a pretty safe target. And I mean, we all know now that you can make a career off of being hated in the age of the internet, right?
6ix9ine.
Like, we've all seen it happen enough times now, right? Please tell me we all get this. The second reason, Maroon 5 have been at it for long enough to establish themselves as a recognizable brand. Not only does that mean they've claimed a stable stake in popular culture, for better or worse, but remember what
They are not doing anything in the back here, bro. Are they? This guy isn't even like, they're like, oh, we just gotta fucking act like we're using the instruments.
Said earlier about radio airplay, which is, believe it or not, still a big player in music. Maroon 5 hits are consistent enough in the right places that A, people can invest knowing they'll earn it back and then some.
Do you guys think Adam
B,
could go solo
artists can use them
and like
to
just
boost their
go
profile?
crazy with
Sure,
hits?
no one's gonna make their career off a Maroon 5 verse, but if hearing Megan's verse on Beautiful Mistakes gets someone to check out Traumazine, then I think that's a win. The final reason, and this one might piss you off, is that people still actually like Maroon 5. Throughout this video, I found good from each album. Not every album in total is a winner, for sure, and not much will blow your mind if you're a nerd for music like me, but there are still songs to enjoy, and plenty of people seem to agree. The chart placements, the tour revenue, all of that has to be coming from someone, the silent majority, if you will. So maybe that's it. Lots of people still like the band, the world is bigger than the loudest voices on the internet, and there is usually good to be found even in bad bands.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not.
Maroon 5 will soon be wrapping up their 2020 tour in Asia. Then next year, they'll be kicking off a Las Vegas residency. For Adam Levine, though, the news as of late has been very unfortunate. Adam was caught in 1080 by 1920, soliciting a year-long affair with an Instagram model.
Who could have seen this coming?
Cheating on his girlfriend, cheats on Keira Knightley. Kissing a girl at a party, cheating on Alexandra Daddario. For real though, that's crummy behavior and I feel bad for his wife and kid. I hope he is able to see the error of his ways, and I send as many well wishes to him and his wife as I can muster, considering they are two people whom I've never met and their personal relationship has no tangible impact on my life. I'd like to end this dive with a prediction, if you will, and I'm gonna need help from someone.
Hi, I'm Garth Brooks.
Hi, Garth. This is Garth Brooks.
Who?
He was a massive country star throughout the 1990s. Everything he produced, songs, albums, concert tours, was lucrative to an unprecedented level. By some metrics, he is the most successful recording artist in U.S. history.
When's the last time you heard his music?
Who?
When's the last time you heard it played in a supermarket or out in public? When's the last time a song of his became an internet meme? When is the last time any of his music has made any kind of impact outside of the 1990s?
I don't even know who that
some
is,
of that
bro.
lack of continued relevance is by choice. For example, did you know Garth kept his music off streaming for years, and today it is only available on Amazon Music? And of course, I'm sure some of you may be going down to comment the songs you've enjoyed and still enjoy by Garth, but there's this inexplicable phenomenon where Garth was shattering records for a decade straight and then just disappeared. I bring this up because as time goes on, I think two things will happen to Maroon 5 as it pertains to their catalog. Everything up to moves like Jagger will still be fondly remembered if contained to its time period. the same way we think about all of those mid-2000s rock-adjacent acts. Everything post-Jagger will still get played here and there, but come that day when Maroon 5 call it quits and retire, I think it's gonna mostly...
No, not everything. I think Memories is definitely a staple, I would say. Girls Like You, that was I'm pretty sure that's like their biggest song, but like they're not really playing that. But like Memories, yeah, definitely, especially like with the memes and stuff. Like Memories, people really like Memories. Everything else, Beautiful Mistakes is not being remembered, buddy. Wait a minute, let me see. What do you say? Post moves like Jagger.
There. But come that day when Maroon 5 call it quits as it pertains to their catalog. Everything up to Moves Like Jagger will still be fondly remembered if contained to its
I can
time
think
period.
of some songs.
The same way we think about all of those mid-2000s rock-adjacent acts. Everything post-Jagger will still get played here and there, but come that day when Maroon 5 call...
No. Payphone. 100% Payphone. Payphone is like still... Payphone, I feel like Payphone is like probably like... I've seen definitely on TikTok. Just like a lot of people's like first song that they think of when they think of Maroon 5. And that's probably also with the really like the fucking stable Ronaldo video of him singing Payphone. What other songs? Definitely that One More Night. Maybe Sugar. I think Sugar is kind of a weird one. They definitely still do play it. But is it finally remember? I'm not sure. Maps, no one remembers that, even though that song's fucking goated. Yeah, I think post Moves Like Jagger. I think Payphone is a staple. Memories is a staple. Maybe Sugar is a staple. But although, and I would say maybe Animals too is probably a contender to be a staple. But yeah, everything else, probably not.
Call it quits and retire. I think it's going to mostly disappear, just like Garth's music. Remembered faintly by those who were there, loved by a good handful, but nearly forgotten by
there's
if
still
you
some
want to get
songs
into Maroon 5, check out the first 3 albums. As for the band post Moves Like Jagger, I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend any of the albums in full. I would say just check out the songs that I've mentioned in this video, which are in a playlist that's linked in the description. And if you have a favorite Maroon 5 song, album, related thing, I would love to know what it is.
Fuck. That's a hard question. Okay. I think definitely for me, Red Pill Blues. Red Pill Blues was literally my childhood. I can't even lie to you, bro. I literally listen to that all the time. My favorite song? Fuck. Okay. I think my favorite song is between... I can't pick one. I can't fucking pick. I'm sorry, I can't pick one. Is between Won't Go Home Without You, Beautiful Mistakes. Wow, that is just crazy quality drop there, but whatever. It's fine, whatever. Beautiful Mistakes. Don't Want to Know. And What Lovers Do. It's between those. Won't Go Home Without You, What Lovers Do, Beautiful Mistakes, and Don't Want to Know. Like, it's between those. Those are probably my favorite. And my favorite album, yeah, Red Pill Blues, like I said.
In the comments.
All right, good video. Good video. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. Good video, guys. Go subscribe to Mike the Snare, and go like the original video. Go follow Mike the Snare on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, DeviantArt, Threads, Snapchat, Indeed.com. Go follow him everywhere. And like the original video, and like this video, and subscribe to me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Maroon 5 is the greatest band of all time, and yeah.